If you want to grow and if you want to live more honestly, then at some point you're going to have to get better at disappointing people. Nobody tells us that. It sounds harsh, it sounds selfish, but it's not. Not if you've spent years putting everyone else first. I'm not talking about becoming inconsiderate or self-absorbed. I'm talking about finally choosing your own alignment over someone else's comfort. Disappointment is just someone reacting to you stepping outside of the role they had you in. That's it. And if you're in midlife and doing the work of becoming more honest with yourself, you are going to outgrow some of those roles. Disappointment is going to happen. The question is whether it happens because you're living your truth or because you're still avoiding it. After a long marriage ended around age 50, I made a quiet vow to myself. I wasn't going to keep living on autopilot. I wasn't going to keep suppressing myself just to make things smoother for everyone else. And that commitment started showing up in small, subtle ways, like not responding immediately to every text or call, keeping my phone on Do Not Disturb while I worked or just needed focus time, disagreeing with someone or saying no thank you to an invitation and not following it with an apology or an over-explained disclaimer, not apologizing if I had done nothing wrong, cutting back to half-time work so I could focus on something that actually felt meaningful to me. Projects like this channel, for example. Some of those choices probably disappointed people, and some might not have. But the point is, I worried they would. And that's part of the trap. And here's something I've learned the hard way. A lot of the time, the disappointment we fear, it's exaggerated in our own minds. When you've spent years trying to keep everyone else comfortable, the moment you choose yourself, even in a small way, it feels like rebellion. But often, the other person doesn't even react that strongly. We overestimate the fallout because our nervous system is wired to avoid even the possibility of disapproval. And that fear keeps us stuck, quiet, performing roles we've outgrown, saying yes when we mean no, pretending we don't care about something when we actually do. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I used to get this unsettled feeling out of the blue, like I'd done something wrong. Even when my logical brain knew I hadn't. I wouldn't call it anxiety exactly. I wasn't worried. It was more like an intermittent shame attack, if that makes any sense. Just this weird echo of guilt that didn't belong to anything in particular. And it was unsettling. I've come to realize that feeling was the byproduct of years of trying not to disappoint anyone or make them uncomfortable. But here's the thing. It's gone now. I haven't felt it in years. I've done a lot of work on myself. It took time, but I found my voice. It took me a long time to realize this. Disappointing someone isn't the same as betraying them. You can say no without rejecting someone. You can change without abandoning them. You can take care of yourself and still be kind. The goal isn't to bulldoze your way through life. It's to stop abandoning yourself every time someone else raises an eyebrow or you fear they might. And yes, some relationships will shift. That's just part of the deal. When you stop over-functioning, some people won't know what to do with that. When you stop being the fixer or the buffer or the one who always makes things okay, you might get some pushback. But that's not a sign you've done something wrong. It's just a sign the relationship was built around a role you no longer want to play. Some relationships deepen when you get more honest, others fade, and that's okay. The people who really love you, the ones who care about you, not just the role you played, they'll still be there, even if they're confused at first by your new assertiveness. One thing I didn't used to understand about trying to keep the peace in relationships is that other people in our lives don't get to see the real us when we don't speak up. But when we do, some people will respect us more. I'm in a strong marriage now that's built on both of us speaking up and being honest with each other. There is no ongoing tension, stress, or hidden resentment between us because we respectfully say what's on our minds. It's important to understand that you don't need to burn bridges. You don't need to have a confrontation. You just need to start practicing. Start saying no without apologizing. Let the silence sit. Let people be a little uncomfortable. Let yourself not explain everything. See what happens. That's the subtle art of disappointing others without guilt, without drama, without losing yourself. I think you'll find that the reaction you get isn't as big as you predicted or feared. You'll be uncomfortable though, and it's important to just be aware of this, but keep practicing anyway. You don't need to swing hard, just start telling the truth. You won't please everyone, but that was never your job. But you can finally stop disappointing the one person who's been easiest to ignore, yourself. You're not selfish for choosing honesty. You're not wrong for letting go of roles that don't fit. You're just ready to be true to yourself and to let others see the real you. If any of this landed with you, please let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing if you like content like this. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you at the next one.